Okay, good evening. Today, I think we have already discussed about these concepts in the previous days. So, including the HTML basic, then we have discussed about the different tags, the basic tags in HTML, and then came to the colors, attributes, entities, and all. So, also we have discussed about the tree lists types available, which is ordered list, unordered list, and definition list. And then we move to the tables, object linking and embedding. So how can we link objects and how can we embed objects? Actually, there we learn about the absolute referencing and relative referencing. Then we learn about the forms. Okay, already done that part. And then image maps. On the image maps, we learn about the tagging and different shapes that can be added to the image maps. Actually, I forgot about the tables. In the tables, actually, we learn about the two kind of table usages. One is showing data in the tabular format. The second one is we learn about dividing page into sections using tables. Then came to the frames, iframes, isolated frames, and frame sets. Divisions for dividing page again using CSS, cascading style sheets. How we can section the page into divisions, like how we can define a division and how we can style the division using CSS. Then we learn about JavaScript interaction, that is in the last day. Actually, now we have already finished the designing part, the front end part. Now we have to move to the back end part, which is PHP. PHP name implies PHP hypertext preprocessor. PHP hypertext preprocessor. So that is the name of PHP. PHP hypertext preprocessor. Hypertext means you already know. Hypertext means the HTML text that you are receiving through a web page, through the web server. That is called hypertext or the descriptive text. PHP is pre-processing that. Processing that before arrive to the client. Client means our web browser. So when web server process something and before it arrive to the web client, which means the web browser, so that is the process, right? When you request a web page, okay, let's go to the Google. And when you request Google, actually Google server is processing the page and sending that to us. Our client, web client or the web browser will take the responsibility of rendering that properly as a web page and display in front of us. So that is the role of the web browser. Web browser is called client software and web server is called server software. Server means the service provider and client means the service receiver or the service consumer. Actually, server is responsible for providing service to many simultaneous clients. Simultaneous means like at the same time, it can provide service to many clients, right? So server is here, actually we call that fat server sometimes because server's role is heavy. PHP works in the server. Before it send the HTML or the pre-processed hypertext to us, before it send the processed hypertext to us, PHP is taking the responsibility of pre-processing that and generating some hypertext. So in other hand, in the short, we can call PHP is a server-side scripting language. Server-side scripting language is working on the server. So the meaning is PHP hypertext preprocessor. As I said, the P is PHP, H is hypertext, and pre is preprocessor. But inside PHP, again, you have P and H and P. So that meaning of that is also PHP hypertext preprocessor. Give me a second. Right, so this kind of naming, actually what we were discussing, this kind of names are called recursive names. Why it is recursive? Because inside this P also you have P again hypertext preprocessor. PHP hypertext preprocessor. Inside that PHP also you have PHP hypertext preprocessor. So likewise, the name is recursively applying. So it is never ending. It is never ending. So that is called recursive naming. So another is like, have you seen GNU? GNU means GNU is not Unix. Actually, this was used to license the non-GNU products. Sorry, this was used to license non-Unix product. Unix is a commercial platform, a commercial operating system and a commercial platform. Actually, Linux is an alternative to Unix. So it looks like Unix, but they want to license this, saying this is not Unix. So what they have used is GNU is not Unix. GNU is not Unix. Inside the GNU also, again, you have GNU is not Unix. Ekane, kochchara kiwwat GNU is not Unix කියන එක තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අදහස. So this is special license which is given to the free and open source software still. So we are using GNU GPL, General Public License. So that means GNU is not Unix, General Public License. So actually the PHP is also licensed under GNU GPL. License, I cannot remember the terms. Is it correct? Oh, license. Not sure. Suddenly I forgot that. Okay, that's correct. License. So GNU GPL, So actually PHP is also coming under GNU GPL. Not just PHP. So there are a lot of things like Java coming under GNU GPL. MySQL is licensed under GNU GPL, and there are many other operating. So Linux is licensed under GNU GPL, right? So general public license. That means everyone owns that. So everyone can edit that. Everyone can that. So the other term that you are telling for that is free and open source software. So the license for free and open source software is GNU GPL. Right, so let's say Windows is licensed under Microsoft, and Apple is licensed under Apple Corporation. So similar to that, so how this the free and open source software license, that is under GNU GPL. Okay, that is also a recursive name. So these recursive styles are common in these free and open source platforms. Okay, now it's time to go into the depth of PHP hypertext preprocessor. Okay, after discussing all these things, now it's time to move to the PHP hypertext preprocessor. So let's start coding, and this coding can be done. So specialty is PHP can be coded inside the HTML. That means within HTML, you can write PHP, and within PHP, you can write HTML too. Right, two things. Within HTML, you can write PHP. Within PHP also, you can write HTML. It's both ways possible. Both ways are possible. But when you save the file, after writing a PHP code, if you want to save a file, you should save that as a PHP file. Okay, let's say here, this is a document. It is under users Dasun Nilanjana desktop dasun.html. Let me write a PHP code here. So let's say I want to echo my name, or I want to print my name. So I'm writing PHP echo. Let's say PHP echo, then I'm printing hello. And after doing that, I'm saving this page as HTML. Then what will happen if I go and open this? If I go and open this, let's open a new Finder window and go to the desktop, and then dasun.html. So let's open this, and when you open this, you can see, so PHP is not visible here. No PHP code is there. Even if I write PHP echo hello, nothing is there. So because it is not running in the client. That is one reason. And the second reason is you have to save this as, so if there's a PHP code, you have to save this as a PHP. So let's save this as dasun.php then. I'm going to save this as dasun.php. If there are PHP codes, you have to save that as PHP. So let's save as PHP then. Okay, now it's a PHP file. So now this is recognized. You can see it's colored. It's recognized. Okay. Now I'm accessing the Dasun.php from here, but you can see the code. That means PHP is not processed in the client. Then I make it a PHP file like open karama. What will happen? The PHP file, the code will be displayed in the page. Means PHP is not processed by the client. So then we need a special server environment. We need a special server environment. Okay, what is the server environment that we are going to use for PHP? That is my question. PHP can be placed. So I think you have created 0 fees accounts, maybe 000 web host account, infinity free accounts, whatever. You name it, we have created a lot of web accounts. If you have such web accounts, you can host this inside that. That is one option. So let's go to the cpanel and cpanel.fc fc.com. That is where my cpanel is. I cannot remember the exact username and password. Sorry for that, but let's give a try. Not these things. So let me open Firefox and try for the same login. Actually, I have created infinity free account. So the problem basically that is affecting me is when I create these accounts. This is I'm basically creating for the education purpose. I usually forget these logins. Okay, let's open Firefox. Okay. Try to log in. If not, let's create another account. I'm not sure whether it's there. Okay, I'm trying it. Okay, I think that should work for me. Yes, fortunately, I have remembered it's working for me. And this is it. You can see my control panel. So this is what we have done last days by creating hosting accounts. Actually, we did this in the beginning. So what you can do is you can write your PHP code over there. That is one option. Let me open the online file manager. Okay, here it is. And then I can start writing PHP codes there. Because it is a server environment, it will recognize PHP code. Actually, it has my site, so that is okay. Let's check whether this is working. Dasun.carc.com. I have created this domain. Okay, working fine. So I'll go to that. Go to htdocs. Inside that, I can write the PHP codes. Okay, here you can see the file is index.php basically, and so what I need to do is I need to edit this, or let's delete it. Just delete it for the moment and create a new file. And the file name, let's name is at index.php, the same name. It's a blank file, nothing there. And then I'm going to my brackets and copying the code and pasting it here. Copy and paste it here. And save it. Now you can see my PHP code is inside that HTML. I'm going to access my URL now. Now you can see heading 1 to heading this different heading styles, which is in the HTML. And then after the center finish, then you have echo hello. This echo hello is appearing here. So that's what I want to show. PHP is either working in a server environment, or you have to locally create a server environment. That means a local host. That is the second method. Two methods, two basic methods. Actually, there are many other methods. Two basic methods of running PHP. One is you can go to your server account or free hosting account. There you can create the PHP file. So like I did here in my index.php, I just copy and paste that HTML code plus the PHP code. Then it will be processed. You can see when I request that, I have to request, right? I cannot double click. I have to request that from the server. Hey server, please give me the page. Server is telling, hey client, this is the page. Let me take the page source, right click, view page source. You can also do this today. So let me copy this and send it to you. So please click on that and please right click on that, and then after receiving this, open this. After that, right click and go to the view page source. You won't see that PHP here. Instead of that, you see only hello. That is the magic. That means PHP is processing that in the server. PHP මොකද කරන්නේ? එක server එකේ process කරනවා. After processing that, it is sending the result to the client. හැබැයි PHP අපිට පෙන්නන්නේ නැහැ. That PHP is hidden from us. We cannot see that. So instead of that, we can see the result. The result is hello. And when we right click and view page source, similar, the page source is also indicating this, but no PHP tags are there. But this is what actually I have written. I have written like PHP echo hello, but you cannot see that code. So that is, so I think now you can get a rough idea how this is happening. Right? PHP is basically hosted in a server, processed in the server. After processing, the result will be sent to us. So this is the instruction to the server. After processing these instructions, you can see. So this is what it is sending to us. And that will be displayed or rendered by our client or the browser like this. Okay, let's do this entirely using PHP. So that means I'm not entirely, actually I'm going to remove this part. Except the center tags, I'm using the headings. I'm removing the headings. And what I'm going to write here, echo, I'm writing something like this. So I'll teach you these things, don't worry. I'm just showing an example. For $I equal 1, $I less than or equal to 6, then $I plus plus. What I'm going to do there, echo, I'm going to echo H dot $I dot, again this one, then heading, then dot again, oh sorry, heading, open and H, again I'm putting the $, I, and then I'm putting another $, and this mark. And after that, I'm just putting a new line. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, I have coded like this. Then I am rendering this. You can see heading. It's displaying like this. When I right click and view the page source, you can see it's H1, H2, H3. And it's like this. But I didn't write that code today. I didn't write that. I have generated that. How? I is changing from 1 to 6. I is changing from 1 to 6. 1 to 6. I is changing from 1 to 6. And that will generate H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. And it is closing H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So that's what we can do with PHP. Actually, you can see in the source code, you can see it's going down, but no space is there. That space can be added. How? So you can maybe put some tabs. Here the first tab will be there, but here I can put some tab, 2 tabs, 2 tabs. So this is how you instruct but it will not change the result, it will change the source code. Here you can see 2 tabs. Source code is formatted. Here actually I don't need the tab. So the first one I don't need the tab. After the first one I can include the tab. So since I don't need the tab here, I can just erase this part. Just save this. Refresh. Same code. I'm refreshing this. And you can see heading 1 to heading 6. That formatting can also be done. Tabs, new lines. If I am not including this new line, what will happen? then it will print like this. Same output, no change. But here the code will be this direction. Because new line is not coming, it's not going to the next line. So this this H1 is HTML, this tabs, new lines are given by PHP. Okay, now I think you have an idea what PHP does. PHP is processing this in the server, but showing nice HTML result to you and me, showing the HTML results. So that is the idea of PHP. I think now it's clear enough. We can go and write down what's done by PHP. So let's add a small note there. I'm going to use our HTML note. If anything unclear, you can ask questions in this point. Anything unclear, please ask. Okay. It's the English medium note. No. Okay, so let's write this part today. Client and server-side scripting languages. So please write down this, client and server-side scripting languages. After that, JavaScript is actually client-side, but actually now JS is also working at server-side. So be careful with this statement. JavaScript is now working on the server side. That is true. But in your examination, that can be false. So what is that? Why is that? අපි දැන් මේක ඇත්ත විදිහට ඉගෙන ගත්තට අපි දන්නවා server side client side දෙකේම වැඩ කරනවා කියලා. හැබැයි exam එකේ syllabus එක අනුව syllabus උන එක update උන අවුරුද්ද අනුව ඒක වැරදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද JavaScript අපි traditionally දන්නේ client side කියලා. හැබැයි මේ වෙද්දි JavaScript server side වලටත් වැඩ කරන විදිහට develop වෙලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මේ development එක අපේ syllabus එකෙන් record කරලාද කියන එක අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. Therefore be careful. This is statement is correct. So maybe you can ask what is not a client side scripting language, right? Then some answers are given. You have to think about the other answers, HTML, likewise and all. And what is a client side scripting language? It's asking JavaScript. Yes, JavaScript is client side. That is true. What is not a client side scripting language? So PHP is not working for client side for sure. PHP is server side, but JavaScript has that point. It is now working in the server side too. Okay, but in our syllabus, it is not there, right? Okay, PHP is a server side scripting language, and XAMPP. Actually, this is the local environment that I said. XAMPP is the local environment that I said, right? Here, under that, please write. Actually, PHP can be executed in a server-side environment. Two basic ways of doing that. Now, one, use a hosting account. Zero fees, FC, I'm sure about the spellings. EPC are some free services. Number two, create a local server, local web server environment using XAMPP, WAMP, MAMP, or LAMP. Or any other supporting server technology. So you can run it in a So one option that you can run this in the client side. Sorry, you can run this in the hosting account. PHP, you can run it in the hosting account. The second option is you can run this in a local server environment, which you have to download a server and install it. Examples for local servers: SAMP, WAMP, MAMP, LAMP. SAMP is any operating system, Apache, MariaDB database, PHP, and Perl programming language. That is SAMP. And LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. MAMP, Mac OS, Apache, MySQL, PHP. WAMP, Windows, Apache, MySQL, PHP. Okay, so these environments are possible environments which you can use to run a PHP code. You have to write down this as well. And also the PHP means PHP hypertext preprocessor. Inside that also the PHP means PHP hypertext preprocessor. Same thing, recursive name. So please write that part and let me know after you're done. After you're done, please let me know. Right, how we can establish the server environment. How we can establish the server environment. Okay, sorry. So then PHP hypertext preprocessor is basically, that is the recursive name that we are using. And GNU GPL is the licensing platform. So you have to write down that as well, right? So what is the licensing platform for open source software? GNU GPL. Okay. Right, then we should know, this is like, we can write PHP inside HTML as well as HTML inside PHP. That is a special point we can write. So those are special points. We can write PHP inside HTML and HTML inside PHP. Right, so there's a special point. Okay, now we should know how we are going to establish this server environment. Right, so basically we have to install the server in our computer, our local computer. Right, so basically we need these services. As I discussed, this Apache HTTP server is the web server, MariaDB or MySQL DB is the database server, PHP is a language, and Perl is also a language. Okay, installing, let's write down a heading, installing server environment. The easiest way is, under that please write, the easiest way is download the server bundle. It is possible to download software programs one by one, but it will be easier if we can install all at once. Apache is a popular open source web server. MySQL is a popular, MariaDB also the same thing, right? MySQL is a popular database management system and server PHP and Perl runs in the Apache server. So that is how the environment is set up. Install. Sorry. So if there are spelling mistakes, please correct that. I'm not checking because I'm real time I'm writing that. Okay, so then so these are the things that we need to consider: installing the server environment, download and install the SAMP, WAMP, LAMP or MAMP server. So any SAMP is working with any operating system. SAMP is working with any operating system, right? Okay, so let's download that now. Hopefully you have finished writing. Are you? If you're still doing, please let me know. Okay, how to download this? Please go to the SAMP. Search like SAMP, or you can search WAMP also. WAMP for Windows. I can search MAMP for Mac OS, WAMP for Windows, and SAMP for. So you can go to the SAMP download. And there are different SAMP versions. Please note that you have to download the Windows installer. Right here, SAMP for Windows, SAMP for Linux, SAMP for OS X means Mac OS. So you can download this one, SAMP for Windows, the first one. Please download the exe file, the installer. If you want, copying the link and sending this to you in the chat. You can use that link to download the software, right? And after downloading, it's only 158 MB. After downloading, you can install that. And I'll show how it looks like. After installing, you will get SAMP. Actually, in my one, I have installed MAMP. Right, I have installed MAMP. In your computer, you can install LAMP also. Actually, it needs some permission to run because it's a server. When I run the server, it is basically giving access to all in my network, local network, because I have configured like that. I don't need to buy this now. I don't need the pro version. Sorry, I'm using a wrong one. I need the free version. Sorry. Let's open it again. Man, the free version is suitable. This pro version, don't want that. Just stop that. Free version is enough. This is the pro. And let me close that. I don't need the full version. Just free version is enough for me. Then I have to start this service. Right? After that, I have to start the service. Actually, this is open in MAMP Pro. So let me close that and try for MAMP free version. Since I have enabled that, that's why it's displaying that. So I have to just uninstall the Pro one. Just starting this, you have to start similar to this, and I'll show you how to start SAMP. Have you installed SAMP in your computer? Situm, Senali, have you installed SAMP in your computer or not yet?
Yes. Installed, sir.
Installed, okay. So can you show me the screen? Just share it for a while, then you can see what's happening now. Situm, can you share the screen for a while?
So I'm doing with my iPad. I have the laptop separately.
Right, okay. Senali, have you installed or still installing or downloading? Still not, right? Okay, so then let's move. Let's assume that you have installed. After installing, it will run something like this SAMP control. I'll show that using image. You will see something called SAMP control in your here, this kind of window. After installing and running that, you will get this kind of window. There you have to start Apache service, MySQL service. Actually, FileZilla you don't need. That is a file server. Mercury you don't need. Tomcat you don't need. That is for Java hosting and all. So these are additional services. Those services are also coming with this. What you have to do is you have to start the Apache server and MySQL server only. Apache and MySQL. There can be some errors. Like if all are started, it will show you in the green color like this. But those are not started. You cannot see that. Sometimes red colors, errors. That can be a common issue. But we can easily troubleshoot those errors. So some are related to ports. Because when you open these services, server opens ports. Server can access karana port කියලා gate වගේක් open කරනවා. Sometimes these gates are commonly used by some other services. Then it will give an error. So that is actually practically it comes when it comes. Actually, you can go to the admin and configure that, or you can go to the configuration file and edit the port. Because this is open source, you can configure that easily, right? Okay, this is how the environment is set up. After that, after the environment setup, actually in my one, I'll show what, so similar kind of folder structure. Here actually the SAMP, no? In SAMP, you will get a folder called htdocs. Inside that, you can write your web application, you can create that. And here in the MAMP, a similar kind of folder will be there, that is also htdocs. And there, so let me create a new folder and let me name that as ALICT. Okay, how to run this? After running this, actually you can call your local computer server. That is done by http:// localhost. Localhost. This is how you call the local server. http:// So then you'll get a message saying it works. This is from the MAMP actually. It works. Then you can go to the folder. Sometimes in your one, you will directly see the SAMP interface. After that, you can go to the ALICT folder by typing the URL and it says it's not found. So maybe the port running is different. So let's try for 8080. Oh, no.